What's up, guys? It's Justin, back with another Fractal Radio where we get to explore the coolest blockchain games out there on the internet. And today I'm joined by the founders of Roguestar, Dan and Gabriel. How are you guys?
Doing awesome, bro.
Yeah, living the blockchain life, yeah.
And what's the blockchain life? That's like you're not sleeping, waking up every 4 hours, grinding 24/7.
Yeah.
Wake up, build, maybe squeeze in some food, go to sleep, wake up, and start building again. Yep.
Exactly. The days are just blockchained on the calendar. Just have blocks of days that just keep going.
Sounds familiar. Amazing. So Roguestar, really excited. The team's super excited about it. Tell us about the game. What are you guys building?
Yeah, so Roguestar's it's a futuristic sci-fi MMORPG, and we're basically delivering a lot of fun, playable experience up front and making gaming super accessible to traditional gamers by pretty much almost eliminating like the barrier to entry, so that you're able to pay for in-game items with credit cards and use traditional logins to play the game. And then we're also creating a unique game style where it appeals to many different gamer types, not just people interested in PvP, but you can also do PvP, PvE, lore. There's a bunch of things to explore, different planets, trading, guilds that you can be a part of. There's a lot of things that we can do within Roguestar. And then we're just making a really awesome game that people can already start playing, and tons of content to come out with it. And then also it's just accessible to everybody.
Love it. That's it makes me think of a game. I wanted to make a kind of space-themed MMO when I was younger. I thought of this idea of like, oh, what if you could just go to each different planets and every planet was its own world, and it's kind of this massive. But I guess it was kind of like Eve, like a resource gathering game that I had in my mind. So I love this. How did you guys start working on Roguestar? Like, tell me your backgrounds. How you came together on this project?
Yeah, so I've been involved in blockchain stuff personally since about 2017 in a big way, mainly on Ethereum, kind of an Ethereum bro from back in the days, ran a mining farm and some other things. But I started playing with it on the game front with an engine tech stack. It's a little thing that came out a little bit earlier, but I wasn't happy with the experience. I was like, this isn't what I want. Traditional gamers aren't going to really enjoy having to do this to play the game. And so I shelved it. And then fast forward to about October or so of last year, and I got to see what was going on in Solana and with some of the L2 stuff on Ethereum, and I felt like this is the time, right? And jumping in there and getting to experience all the other people building and what was going on really reminded me of kind of the precipice back from way back in 2010 or so, and kind of like the free-to-play like mobile era of gaming, and really seeing like this new horizon that is still yet to be explored. There aren't any perfect answers yet, and as a longtime game developer, that was super exciting to me and to a bunch of my old colleagues and friends. And as an old designer, I've got my little black book of ideas, and I was like, I know what I want to make now. I know what makes sense and what would be really awesome for players in this space. So I just started kind of calling up my friends and saying, okay, this is it, right? Our time is now. Let's jump on this thing. And really try to make a difference because we saw what was going on in the P2E market. And, those games I think have a place, but it's not what I want to play as a gamer. And I think this aspect of what we call like play to own is really important for us. And honestly, just the other day having Reggie come out and be like, hey, we're actually really like, we're bullish on this whole play to own stuff was great validation for us because we've been saying that for a while now. And I think that's, really going to be the future for what Web3 gaming looks like for the more traditional kind of gaming crowd, people that they're playing for entertainment and for fun.
100%. I've always said that in this space, it's going to shift more from, people who are playing to make money or to like primarily to people who are playing for fun. Like that's the nature of every gaming market. It's people have to be entertained first, and then if there's an economic aspect of that, that's just kind of gravy on top. But it can't be people's, like everybody in the game can't have their primary motivation be economic.
Yeah,
absolutely.
When I first heard about NFTs, like my mind immediately shifted to games because I was like, imagine actually like owning all of these in-game assets, and to me that was just super appealing, and that's also a large reason that we want to incorporate Web3 into games so that players can actually like own all of their stuff like for once.
Cool. And so you guys, you mentioned you have a playable demo, and I went to the website and downloaded it. So I'd love to like just play through it and tell you, I'll give you my thoughts live. You tell me like what I should be doing in it. Sound good?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So I'm in the YF808 fighter. Do I have any other options, or should I just? I can go.
Yeah, there's two different to choose from. I'd recommend the first one. The YF is pretty solid. The other one, it's different. It can still combat, but it's a little different.
All right.
I guess yeah.
I hear you saying it's too hard for me. Okay, I'll be the YF.
Well, yes, we'll see how the first playthrough goes.
Okay, I'm going. Here I am. All right, so I'm flying around. It looks like I'm shooting something by clicking.
Yes.
This is pretty cool. Okay, so what do I do? Go to the air.
So.
Oh shit! Oh fuck! I just ran. I ran into the ship I launched off of.
The mothership.
That was not right. So there's some blue arrows. That looks like my home base or something.
Yeah, so there's like the mothership, and then you got two comrades flying with you,
Okay.
and then you got some commander who's probably on the mothership, maybe kind of giving you some guidance on like kind of where to go, I guess.
Okay.
And yeah, you may notice a waypoint in the distance.
Putting a waypoint out past the asteroid field. All right, I see it. Sorry, I guess I could have just been reading the instructions.
That's no fun. No one does that.
Yeah, pretty clean
Yeah.
instructions. It looks like there's a Stargate out there or something.
Oh, check it out.
Oh, yeah.
Good eyes. Yeah.
Yes.
No, the first part
Definitely
here
worth
is
exploring.
a little bit tutorial focused, just for people that maybe haven't played a game like this before or trying to get their feet a little bit wet, and then it opens up quite a bit.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, there's also first person too. If you press the bracket button, I think it shifts through it.
Okay. Cool. Let's go to the waypoint. I'm going. It's 500 meters away. Okay, I hit it. I'm on one piece.
Nice. Dodge the asteroids I see.
All right, setting position for the gate. Let's get this over with. So I assume I go to the gate now.
Perhaps.
This is cool.
Yeah, this combat demo in particular, a lot of us that have been around for a while, so to speak, on the team, like myself, grew up on a lot of I don't really know what to call them other than kind of like original space opera games back in the day, but like Wing Commander, Privateer, Freelancer, that kind of stuff, right? And so we're trying to tap into a little bit of those vibes. There's some things in here that are a little tongue-in-cheek as well, but yeah.
Did you ever play Descent? Was that one of them?
Oh yeah, no, I know Descent. Yeah, that one was fun. That was the first one that really had like, the whole full degrees of
3D,
motion,
right?
movements.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you could do like roll and yeah. I remember that. Okay. Should I be shooting these white box things?
Oh yeah, the debris.
Oops. Okay, clear it out. Boom. This debris never stood a chance.
Nice.
Okay.
MLG. Let's go.
I'm actually shooting the gate. That was a mistake. Okay. Okay. So tell me, you have you guys both worked on games before?
So Dan has a pretty extensive history in gaming. I've fiddled with games a long time ago, but I'm not really a developer by any means. I've done some weird projects back then. I just hype stuff up. But Dan, tell them about your cool history.
Sure. Long story short, I've been a game developer for just about 20 years now, mostly working on like some PC strategy titles, and did a little stint at an advergaming company, and had a chance to work at some nice places, big and small, ones that are probably more notable people would be like 2K Games, and then my last big stint was at Riot Games for about 8 years or so. So yes, I've been in games for quite a while, various roles there, from design on to like production and leadership and that fun stuff. So
Awesome.
Yeah, he basically built League of Legends, by the way.
Some
I just joke with him like that, but he's worked on some pretty awesome stuff.
That's awesome. Well, people have heard of that game. Okay, if frigates come out of the portal and it's red, so I assume I'm supposed to shoot it.
Yeah, I mean, you could try.
All right, come on. I like the writing. I hope this store accepts plasma warheads. Wait, oh, I see. They're shooting out. They're spitting out. Oh shit! Oh my god, I'm getting shot at. It's completely uncalled for. What's going on?
Are you getting swarmed?
Oh no! Oh no! Wait. I'm getting no. They're like the guns on the mothership are shooting me. I need a roll or something. Definitely. Wait. Oh my god. Oh my god. I think I'm. Things are not looking good for me. Wait. This is hard. This is harder than I expected. All right, come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you engaged the smaller fighters yet?
I'm shooting. These guys are moving around. It's very tricky. I don't know what kind of.
Awesome. Yeah, we wanted to put like enough challenge to where like it's still like really super engaging. Like you gotta actually try.
Yeah.
But not. Yeah.
I'm also out of ammo. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, it'll recharge slowly.
Okay.
And a pro tip: protect the mothership. That's just a pro tip.
I'll protect my ship.
Yeah. Yeah, just keep a close eye on it.
Okay.
Yeah, we had this one streamer was playing the game, and like it was so interesting watching him to go through it and just see how he evolved throughout all the multiple attempts.
I know. Okay, they're like way out in the distance now. I think I let them. I think they. Is there a way to speed up?
Yes, if you press shift or hold shift.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, I would stay close to the mothership.
They're destroying my mothership. Clearly.
Yeah.
It's, wasn't. Okay, I think I got that one. Hey, leave my mothership alone. Leave her alone.
Have you tried the rockets?
Yeah, the right click.
Yeah.
yeah, if you can keep them.
Threat alert.
Uh-oh. He's on the Marcus.
Yeah, I'm on.
Oh, you got okay. That's cool.
What was that unexpected?
People have some trouble getting there. I'll put it that way. So.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
You
didn't ever think I would get this far, but I did. I did.
That's OG skills here. Yep.
Yeah, dude. The true MLG, dude.
Okay, wait. It's still trying to kill my. My ship. Oh, I think they blew up my mothership. Game over. Okay. Well, I'll have to come back. I'll have to play this. Okay, so what we know from playing this is it's pretty fun. I mean, I actually definitely want to come back and play again. So tell me, let's see, like this is one playable slice. It's a combat demo. How's this going to fit into the overall, with what you're building?
Yeah, so part of the idea with Roguestar is we're putting out a bunch of like vertical slices of gameplay so that people are already able to start doing and start playing. And basically, we put out a racing demo and we've done like cool speed runs with that to see how like fast people can get it. And that kind of just gave people an idea of like what the graphics look like, how the ships kind of flew, and also kind of prepared them for the combat demo, which would be quite a bit more challenging. So then we dropped the combat demo in publicly a few days ago, and we've had people exploring that and playing it. And then we're gonna keep releasing kind of like vertical slices as we tie into like the full game, which will kind of like involve all of these pieces of gameplay that we're putting out. So we're gonna have like a social demo that comes out next, which is gonna integrate like multiplayer and kind of create that like kind of like metaverse experience that people like to see. And there's gonna be tons of things revolving around PvP gear or like planetary excursions, some stuff around guilds, and also like star bases that you can have. Tons of stuff that we'll be releasing before like the final or alpha build of like the main game or the main line. And that way people can start exploring this stuff early, getting early access to gameplay, and they don't have to wait forever. And then we kind of just tie it all together in the end and like create a really awesome game that people have already kind of gotten a taste for over time.
Amazing. And so tell me about like how are people going to play in the game? Is it going to be all of these different game modes together? Like what's the game going to kind of like, what's the user experience of the game going to be like?
So yeah, there's many different ways you can play the game. Like, and the idea is we wanted to appeal to like a variety of gamers. We didn't just want to do like a PvP thing or solely exploration thing. So the way that the game kind of plays out is that there's multiple things that you can do in terms of you'll be a character as well that you can walk around and interact with the world. You'll also have a variety of ships that you could fly and even have like co-pilots join you. Like you can man the same ship together. And there's even going to be like these huge capital ships, which you probably saw in the combat demo, that will probably take multiple players to man and do some awesome missions with. And you're going to have to team up with players to fight like these, I don't know what cosmic bosses or something, something of the sorts. And it's definitely going to be really challenging experiences that you're really going to need to team up with other players with. And there's a lot of things you can do in terms of like flying to different planets and exploring maybe secret ruins there. And it ties deep into the lore in terms of like the idea that humans were able to like explore past the Earth through something called like dark energy. And the idea is that they will discover that it's not quite an unlimited resource, and there's kind of almost like consequences for using it. And as they kind of like discover these planets and discover ruins, they're going to learn that they're not the humans are not quite so alone, and then also their story is not so unique. And perhaps there may have been a reset at some point in terms of like people have already been out on these planets and what happened. So there's tons of like stuff that you can explore and uncover in the game, and obviously there's trading and stuff as you gather resources and build, and space pirates, and just a whole bunch of awesome stuff that you'd expect from like a sci-fi MMORPG.
Yeah, one of the things that really excites me as a designer is I'm familiar with all the player types and things like that, and how they get their enjoyment and expression in video games and various entertainment mediums. And this for me is kind of like a big question that I want to ask and explore with our players in terms of what does Web3 do for these, not just like for games, but for players and these different player types, right? So, explorers, how are we going to reward them in a meaningful way on Web3? How about people that craft, and collect? And then the ones that are, the more traditional killers and interested in like the PvP and the competition, and how do all these things play out in our ecosystem and the way our tokenomics work. And it's just, been a really exciting place for me because, we're having brainstorming sessions and talking about things that, are kind of open book at this point, right? And, the way that we're developing this game is pretty intentional. It's a little bit different. It's highly iterative, but the point of releasing these vertical slices is inviting players to come in and experience parts that we're building and give us feedback so that we can iterate on those as we roll them in and produce them further in the production pipeline. So Gabe mentioned the race demo coming out before the combat demo. We tweaked a lot of our game physics and mechanics around piloting that went directly into the combat demo, and we'll continue to do this. It's not just like we're putting out content just for people to have fun with it. I mean, we want them to have fun with it, but we're going to be listening to our players pretty closely and being like, okay, cool, what worked, what didn't work? Let's figure out these answers together as we build Roguestar.
Amazing. Yeah, that's a very startup way to do it, right? Like iterate on the product over time with the customers. Love that. Mm-hmm. So, one thing you said was, which I also think is like, what's really exciting to me about blockchain is this ability it's kind of a white space, right? Like, how are people going? How are you, like you said, how are you going to reward the different types of players differently, within a blockchain game? Like, how are you thinking about it? What are the ways that people are going to interact with, the economic system or the digital assets inside your game.
Yeah, for sure. So we've spent a lot of time, obviously, thinking about this. We've tried to keep the raw like tokenomics of the system fairly streamlined because, again, we want this to be accessible to people beyond just the Web3 gaming space. And so we have a model that's fairly similar to a freemium model in terms of having our in-game currency that we're calling rent, and then we have a premium currency that's more traditional, like the governments or like the the on-chain currency that we call Nova. And the way that those interact is basically what you'd kind of expect. Like the rent is usually what's paid out for, completing missions, doing kind of like your day-to-day stuff. Whereas the Nova tokens can be purchased from us like you would from like a mobile game. But the cool part of being Web3, right, is if players have Nova, they can purchase them from each other, right? And we have this open economy. And we're not just like pegging it to some mysterious number that we've made up in terms of like, oh, it's going to cost you guys $20 per Nova because we said so, until we put it on sale for 96% off in this bundle kind of thing, right? But for like actual players and like giving them some stuff beyond just the tokens, right? That's where we're really digging in and trying to innovate a bit. So we've been talking about cool ways to incentivize being first. Like that's always a big thing in a lot of games and MMOs, right? Is like who can get to this content first? Who's the first person to craft this thing to beat this raid, and all that. And so actually figuring out a way to turn those kinds of things into NFTs and make those something that players can hold on to and be like, this is mine, like I earned it, right? And that's something that kind of will just be there in the server for the rest of the time. And I think a good example of that is where we have these things we call jump gates. And the first person to go out and discover one of these jump gates for the first time, they basically get like a token. And it's like, hey, you did this, and that puts like their name on the gate. And so like everyone knows like, hey, this person is the one who discovered it first, right? And then that's actually something that they can also choose to use to basically activate the gate, which sometimes is a challenge in and of itself, or that's something that like little token they can sell it to another player, or maybe if it's a particular like rare gate, they can sell it to a guild that's particularly interested in the content that might be behind there, especially if it's like maybe it's too high a level for them. And normally in a game like that, it'd be like, well, that's kind of worthless, right? Like I know it's there, but I can't do anything with it yet because I'm too much of a noob. But in this scenario, they could be like, okay, I can't use it, but hey, I'll put it on the market because there's a high demand for these things. And it's kind of like opening, in my eyes, it's like buying a pack of magic cards, right? And you crack open a mythic and you're like, sweet, I don't need it for my deck, but I know this thing's got a great market price, right? So I'll go sell it.
Amazing. So there'll be NFTs. I love the idea of doing, reward for the first person to create, craft some content or making that like a special NFT or something like that. What are the other, in-game items or things that are going to be NFTs in the game?
Sure. So not everything in the game is going to be an NFT, but a lot of stuff in the game is going to be an NFT. And the way I try to break it down is saying, like, if you're familiar with games like Diablo or, Path of Exile and other ARPGs, things that you would want to pick up, basically, and want to keep, those are going to be NFTs. Things that are like, the common drops, things like that, like, not that big of a deal. But in particular, anything that a player would craft, right? Anyone that someone spends time to actually produce will be an NFT, because we plan to make sure that we do everything we can to keep an interesting economy with some back and forth where, people that even if they're crafting like lower level stuff, like that's still necessary in some way to use throughout the game, and so that there will always, like, it won't be the most profitable, right? So if you're better, you won't necessarily want to craft that because you've gotten like a better reward for doing other things. But if it's all you can craft, it's at least still something there that can help propel your career or your character through the game.
Amazing. And tell us about the upcoming NFT drop. Like, what are you guys going to drop, and what's the collection?
Yeah, so the first NFT drop that we're doing is our Star Pass, and it's kind of like a game pass in the game that's going to give early access to a lot of the demos that we have coming up. It's also going to be loaded with the Nova token that we're going to have and the Rent token as well. And also it gives a bunch of in-game perks, such as like priority to like certain jump gates. Perhaps it can give some customizable stuff, some cosmetic items, and basically just benefit players, and also give them a bunch of like early rewards as well. For having the Star Pass, and it's going to be like kind of like in a tiered system. So there's 3 different rarities that you can get from it, and they all look really cool. They're like 3D in-game assets that you can have, and that's just when you see them, they're pretty cool. Yeah, people will have these as they travel throughout the galaxies and use them in game because I mean it's an in-game asset as well.
Awesome. What's it going to do inside the game?
Yeah, so it gives a bunch of like the in-game perks. So if you have the Star Pass, you can get it'll unlock some of the earning features, so you'll be able to kind of get some Nova as you play the game as well. And then if you have the Star Pass, you'll get a cool customizable as well, or like certain cosmetic things like ships for your skin or something like that you can have. And then there's certain for certain jump gates that like will help you progress through the game faster in terms of like travel ability. You'll be able to use those jump gates earlier so you can get out into space further. And just general stuff like that kind of help progress things. You might be able to craft items a little faster. Just kind of like perks, I would say.
And tell us the details on when's the drop happening, what's the price?
Yeah, so the drop, I think we have a plan for sometime early May. I think that's the goal. In terms of the price, I think there's 3 different tiers for it. So we'll have the rare ones at 1 Sol. And you can actually choose which rarity that you want, just depending on maybe what type of player you are or what kind of benefits you want to get from it. And then there will be another tier at 2.5 Sol, and then the mythic one at 25 Sol, which is likely for some guilds or something like that. But it gives you a lot of tokens and a lot of stuff you can do, I'd say.
Yeah, going back to the player types, we've tried to kind of harness that in the structure around those NFTs. And so, like, we have the entry one for people that, just aren't really sure on the whole, like, playing and earning in a game, and, is this going to be fun for me? But, just want something kind of cool to try it out. For people that know they want to be serious with Rogue Star, that's where that middle tier comes in. And then that last tier is aimed at more of a, either a group, like, so it could be like a play to earn guild, or someone who wants to make a larger investment in Rogue Star because they see the potential there around what we're building, but also want to kind of put an early stake in the ground, right, for being able to get at content quicker. And that does feed back into like our philosophy as well. We're very careful about selling power directly because we don't think that's good for any ecosystem, and it could be even worse for a system like this in Web3. So what we're doing is, we can sell acceleration, basically. We can make it easier, a little bit faster, but we want to make sure that anyone who comes in and plays Rogue Star can work their way up to the same power level if they put in enough effort, but they can get there maybe a little bit quicker with some cashola, right? So.
Yeah. That's kind of a known model from free to play, right?
Like, we've seen it used a couple times before. Yeah.
So you're building on Solana. Is this going to be multi-chain? Is it going to be a cross-chain game, or how are you guys thinking about what chain you build on?
Yeah, so Rogue Star will actually be cross-chain off of the bat, and then also it will work with fiat payments as well, so that gamers, they can choose whatever chain they want, because as game developers, we don't want to tell people which chain they have to use. They'll be able to pick. So it'll be cross-chain with Solana, Polygon, and Ethereum off the bat, and we're always looking to expand that to make it more accessible throughout the chains, and then just make it super easy to onboard as well, so that you don't necessarily have to be like super crypto versed to get involved. So you could buy the in-game items with a credit card. You can still log into the game with like a traditional login, but you're still going to get all the benefits of like player ownership.
Awesome. I think that's huge. The future is people being able to just onboard without a crypto wallet, or without something that necessarily they know to be a crypto wallet at first, right? And be able to try the game, and then kind of, I think that's going to be a huge on-ramp for people into the crypto ecosystem.
Yeah, that's one of the litmus tests kind of for us as a team, and on that experience is, can we make it so clean that someone who doesn't know anything about Web3 and blockchain stuff can see a cool game, someone playing something on Twitch, right? Go down, load it off our website, fire it up, make an account with just like an email or a social login, play the game, get some cool stuff, and be like, oh, I can sell this for some money, right? And then be able to cash out and not even really know how it works, right? Because, as a bit of a techie, I'd love for people to understand some of the nuances and how all that stuff works. But at the same time, the value proposition for them isn't to understand blockchain tech. It's to have fun in a game and then maybe get a bit of a financial windfall from that, right? So.
Amazing. And where can people find out more about Roguestar? What's your website, Twitter?
Yeah, so if you're looking to learn more about Roguestar, you can check out our website, roguestar.net. You can even download the combat demo from there. You can download the racing demo and share your feedback with us because we take it pretty seriously. So join the Discord. There's you can always tell us anything about the game, and we always take a look at it. We run like continuous updates to the game as well. Like once a week, we try to update it as well. And then yeah, if you're really into the game and you want to learn everything, you can read the white paper. It pretty much reads like a book. So, set aside some time, get some coffee going, and you'll get through it. But it is a pretty awesome white paper that takes you down memory lane, I guess. Who knows? And then yeah, that's pretty much where you can find everything. We have a Twitter as well at Find Roguestar, where we just post a lot of our new concept pieces, giveaways, just cool information about the game, collabs, that kind of stuff. Because our game's pretty interoperable as well. Like we've worked with many other games in the Fractals community and whatnot with interopting stuff. So like we can bring NFTs from other games and put it in our game as well, and our stuff can have utility in other games too, which is super awesome.
Amazing. That's the promise of Web3. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, Gabe, Dan, thank you so much for joining me. It's awesome. I'm gonna go back and try to win this demo now.
Dude, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, absolute pleasure, Justin. Thank you.